Alright, part 2 of this video. Now, it's getting a little too much space, so I had to clear some things up. Now, it's all good. Should be able to record for a little longer. Alright, yeah, anyway, so, the first time was like the best, worst day of my life. From what happened there. So the second time, I knew that time to, what to do to prevent that from happening. You know, kind of stay away from masturbating and porn, you know. That can definitely fuck up your sex drive for anyone. So stay away from that, just change my diet, you know. Things like that I've looked up online, and what, you know, take things slow rather than go so fast. Just really grasp yourself in the moment. Anyway, yeah, so the second time that we did, I was all good, no problem. As far as getting hard, no problem. So, yeah, that's all that happened. I mean, really from the first time that went wrong, which, I mean, it's not really a big deal. I don't mind talking about it to this day. But shortly after that, it kind of did make me traumatized, you know, because I was like, I couldn't perform for a woman, you know, just from the first time I had sex. So I ended up having to go to a psychologist, and then they just tell me it was all in my head. I was like, oh, really? Wow. I was worrying this whole time, and then I was all good, you know? Anyway. No big deal. So, the second time we do, I'm prepared. I make sure what I did wrong and do everything right. And this time, and she also, Lisa, the girl I, you know, was hooking up with at the time, she also felt better that time too. Because I was doing things right. But of course, I mean, even to this day, some things I didn't experience, like, you know, I did do actual intercourse very briefly, but she was kind of like reluctant because she, you know, she never did it before, and she was afraid that, you know, someone was going to bleed or whatever. So, and what do you do with that? You kind of just got to be like, all right, you got to do what she wants to do. That's how you cooperate. But even with that, we still had a great time, and I felt really good about myself, you know? So you might be like, if you felt so good, if you had these good experiences, right? Sex changed your life. Then what was the problem? Well, the problem was after that, dealing with her was just like a pain, you know? Like, sex would be the only time where we really connect. And she just started to get on my nerves. Like, I just didn't want to talk to her. I didn't really want anything to do with her. And before that, we didn't really even talk or even close friends or anything. We were like barely anything. And then after we had sex, since we barely had a connection, I guess that's why I felt so like a piece of shit. Because basically we hooked up, we showed the most revealing part of ourselves with each other. And then after that, I want nothing to do with her. You know what I found out? When you have sex with someone, you share each other's DNA. That's why you can sense each other's thoughts. That's why you know each other's thoughts. It's crazy because whatever I was thinking, she was thinking. Whatever I was feeling, she was feeling. You know what I mean? And it was just... And because I didn't want nothing to do with her after that, because we basically didn't even know each other, I just felt like a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Basically just hooked up with a girl I didn't even know. It wasn't even a friend, nothing. So, I mean... Anyway, it is what it is, right? I was young, I was dumb, but it wasn't all bad, clearly. From what I said, I had good experiences. But anyway, she just became a pain in the neck to deal with. And mainly because she would just kind of, you know, she shared the same characteristics sort of with Maddie. She would just constantly talk and constantly text me. It just got annoying. Probably wouldn't have been annoying if we just connected more. But, I was just ready to go at that time, and so was she. So, that's just what it is, And then we even tried to date. You know what I mean? Because I thought I liked her, and I thought she, we thought we liked each other. Because like I said, when you have sex, you share each other's thoughts. So we thought we liked each other, just based purely off of having sex. And we tried to date. It only lasted like 2 days. Because I just got like tired of it. And I didn't want to date. And then after that, she got mad. And then went on Instagram and talked about, through direct messages. She talked about like, oh, Keon has a small dick. Oh, he has a small dick. He has a small dick. He's got 3-inch dick. All this shit. But she wasn't saying that when we were hooking up and, things was all gravy. And all of a sudden, because I don't want to date her, it just didn't work out. Now all of a sudden, she wants to talk about, how weak I am in bed. But then, shortly after that, she would tell me how she wanted to hook up again. And then she'd mask herself as a fake account to ask for sex again. Man, it's inconsistent, man. That's another reason why. That's another reason how dealing with her has just been a pain in the ass, man. Just inconsistent, lying, annoying. You know what I mean? I think, hooking up made us do this to each other. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah. We got in a huge argument. We got on the phone. We yelled at each other. Whatever. It was kind of just, whatever. It happens to all of us. We deal with a woman that sometimes gets on our nerves. So, I apologize. I said I was sorry about all that, I have to talk about it with my parents, my family, because that's what I do when I go through shit. Talk about it with my family, and why not? Why hide things from your family? Anyway, I don't tell my family everything, but a lot of things. Why hide things from your family? You should always be open. Anyway, I talked about it with them, and I just told her I apologize, and she said it was all good. It was no problem. And she said, I'm going to go back to my boyfriend, and this is done. Whatever. So, no problem, right? Then about a week and 2 days later, it was like, I remember it was mid-August. On a Thursday, we had that argument. I apologized, and then she decided to go back to her boyfriend. It was on Thursday, about a week, and 2 days later, on a Saturday, she texted me out of nowhere and talked about, I want to hook up one more time. Like, please, baby, I really want you. I want to do this again, and then I'm like, at that time I was like, oh, okay, fine, might as well. So, we decided, to plan things out, and she would just tell me to tell my friend Manny P about, hey, tell him this, tell him I want to do this, and she even had an idea that we were going to have sex in his house, and because she wanted to do it on a bed so she could really, really decide to give it to me, not be reluctant. But of course, I expected my friend to be like, nah, I ain't gonna let that happen. And he knew I was just like, Lisa told you this, right? I'm like, yeah. So, no, that didn't happen. And we talked about it for like that following week, and then I just decided, I don't want to do this hookup shit anymore.